Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review of, well, the first part of Wave 1. So this is going to be the K1 robot and the Fourth Doctor with interchangeable head and sonic screwdriver. Just thought I'd add that on. So the way Wave 1 is going to work, this is going to be part 1. Part 2 will be the Vox robots, S37D84. Part 3 is going to be the Sixth Doctor and Sea Devil. Part 4 will be Minus Grey Mrs. Sin, and Part 5 will be the Fifth Doctor and Zygon. So, yes. So travelling all the way back to 2008 with the, well, I mean, Delta Cuts the one came out first, but our first sort of human body characters, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to start with the Fourth Doctor, and then we'll go on to K1. So, for many people, this is the best Fourth Doctor action figure they ever done, and quite rightfully so. That DVD better not fucking fall, I swear to God. Right, okay. It probably is my favourite as well. I mean, my favourite costume of Tom is the season 13 grey coat one. But, I think action figure wise is probably the best because I don't think they've ever got the cravat colour correct on the grey one. So I think this is my favourite action figure of the Fourth Doctor. So articulation, well, can't really turn the head side to side because I'll just say Sonic out. There we go. Because of the scarf. His arm turns. He's got his bicep, elbow, wrist, thigh, bend at the knee, and waist. So yeah. Also notice how like not rickety, but like how well made this sounds. You know, it's not like the cheap stuff we're getting there from B&M. The proper solid, highly detailed action figures, and now we get cheap plastic with heavy paint apps, which, I mean, it's better than nothing. But yeah. So the face, well, it's a good likeness of Tom Baker. We've got his manic grin. I much prefer the solemn face, but I like this one as well. Yeah. So we've got his teeth and Willie's smile in his eyes. It does look like him to an extent, I would say. We've got his little brown hat with the darker brown bandana. I think that's what you call it. And then the hair has been done well. It seems to be a sort of light green wash in it, which I don't think it is, but just what it seems like. The jacket, I'm going to take off the helmet. The helmet? What am I on about? The head, because you just get to see the detail easier. So, the jacket. This is such a unique and well done sculpt, I think, that it's only ever been used like once for an action figure. We've not seen it on anything else ever since. So, this figure would go on to come out 2 more times, but this is a sort of one-off. So it's his lovely sort of dark red jacket. We've got the I don't know what you call these, but not in the elbow pads, I guess, which are in grey. We've got his big pockets, his big baggy pockets, which actually quite weirdly, you can squish these in. So it's almost like if you cut it here, these could be actual pockets, which would have been quite cool. I guess they're bigger on the inside. We've got the 2 pockets sculpted at the front here, which have been done well. More creases and wrinkling and all that lovely stuff. Got his the buttons at the back here as well. And then we've got this, the shirt, cravat and waistcoat, not necktie I should say. This is done in turquoise, which is correct. Mines can come out, which is weird. I got this list on eBay because it was really cheap and I was wanting to complete Wave 1. So he actually didn't come with a Sonic this, but he came with a head, so that's what I cared more about because I've got plenty of 4th Doctor Sonics. And we've got the waistcoat underneath, which has obviously got these sort of diamond, like sort of 4 diamond making up a bigger diamond, and they're sort of in a dark white, I would say, and yellow. And yeah, they're done again quite nicely. And we've got the shirt, which is sort of blue checkered in a way. But yeah, and then we've got the grey trousers, and then we've got the same old 4th Doctor shoes, which have been used loads and loads of times. Brown with a bit of weathering, and then I think these are black. I can't tell. Yeah, they're black. Actually, it looks like one's black and it looks like one's brown to me, but never mind. Soles, and well, that's it. And then the scarf, which is obviously quite iconic for Tom. Well, it's been done nicely. Also weird how it's got number 1. Sorry, had to pause it there. Now as I was saying, we've got number 1 underneath the scarf for some reason. I think some Tom Baker scarves. I can't speak today. Actually have different numbering, but well, it's a scarf. It's got all the colours: yellow, red. That looks like the German flag, actually. Who knew Tom Baker was a... Actually, no, I'm not going to say that. But it's ridged. And then we've got all the different colours. There's a little dirty wash in it as well, which is quite nice. And yeah, not really much more else to say. It's a nice piece, I guess. Now, obviously with this, you can swap around the head. So here's the other one. Pretty much the same, but he's got a solemn face, and again, the hair's actually sculpted really nicely, all the curls and that. Got his fixed sideburns and a wash, and all that lovely stuff. And you can swap it and put it on. So there you go. And then the Sonic. Well, it's silver with some ridges. You've got the black bit at the top to also look like it's being pulled down. You have the emitter, I think that's what it's called. Darker red with silver and black. And there you go. That is it for a tiny bit of plastic. That's it. He's a nice figure. I don't know what more else I can say. So moving on to, well, this wave was a Build-A-Figure, and the better figure out of these two. I'll just make way because this boy is fucking huge. The K1 robot. Oh boy, we don't get figures like this anymore. Yeah. Now, he is such a cool figure. I mean, I wanted this for a long time and I completed him 3 years ago. It was amazing. Completed him for my... How old was I? I was 15 when I completed him. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll go over to the articulation now. He's actually got a lot for this, but there's not much. I mean, it would be kind of hard because he's so top heavy. So, the head can turn. I wouldn't do it all the way around though, as it will scratch the paint off the nose. But he's got a sort of ball jointed head. Moves from side to side. You can look down, kind of up. It's actually quite a well articulated head. We've got, well, what would this be? You can sort of is ball jointed, but it can't really go that far because of this. I've got a bit of elbow. His claw arms, they do turn. We've got waist. There's a lot of articulation in these. So the leg can turn. This can go up and down. Then we've got articulation at the foot, and then we've got a little, it's not clicked in, toe flap, and that's it. Which, whew, yeah, there's a lot. So we'll go over the detail. So the head. This is an excellent sculpt. It also looks like the K1 robot. The head almost looks like sort of illuminated. There's even like sort of almost like a honeycomb in the head, and then we've also got the silver bits here going down and connecting into his face. We've got his little nose. We've got the impression of eyes. We've got his little black mouth. This, which almost kind of reminds me of a bucket. This, obviously, you can see where they've painted underneath, so he looks a bit silly. But also, when you put it all the way down, it looks fine. We've got all these nuts and bolts and rivets on the and they're obviously black. We've got the tubing with that looks like a heart. If you turn it upside down, obviously he's getting the, I guess, fluids pumped around him, and all that. This is a bit of a mess. Now I didn't get this all in mint condition. Had to buy my parts separately and get some figures to get the parts. So this is probably the worst part of it. Obviously this clips into here, but the problem is, well, obviously I've tried to paint it, but it's flaked off over time. I think it needs a little repaint, which I'll probably do, and it's yellowed a bit. Which, what can you do? The figure's 12 years old. We've got quite more nuts and bolts at the back here, and screws and rivets, which is lovely. Even got one going into here, which is just a bit more personalised. Then we have these sort of bits flaring out here. I don't know what you would call these, but they're there. We've got the rigid sort of block body. We've got the obviously in the arms, these are sort of like segmented with what appears to be wires. And then we've got the claws, which can actually, if you were to give it a try, probably can grip around something. The thing is though, I mean, obviously an example with this, don't turn these about like that, because it will it will flake the paint. It kind of happened on this. Didn't do it myself, it was already like that, so I've sort of repainted it just to cover it up. And we've got the waist, which not waist, pelvis, sorry, which again has been lovely done. It's all rigid and sort of separate parts, and I don't know what to call a lot of this, but you know. Then we've got the legs, which, sorry, where were we? Yeah, I was on about the pelvis has been done nicely. Then we've got sort of carried on from the arms. We've got more of a segmented design, and we've got more bolts and rivets and what seemed like would sort of like tubing that would bend out and close back in. This, and then we've got this sort of it kind of reminds me of those little crystals or whatever that land in the ship in Trial of a Time Lord, sort of the shape of them. I've got more of that design carried on down here, and then we've got the feet, which, you know, sort of big feet, and obviously when he grows taller and taller, he can just go. So yeah, that's kind of, and obviously, well, if you couldn't tell, he's all silver, pretty much. And then we've obviously got these red bands. Actually, I didn't talk about this. Now, in the story, these close in, which would probably let the arms more out. Not the case with this, it's just sculpted as one piece. It would have been nice if they could have ridged in, but I think it would have been a bit too complicated, so fair enough. We've also got the red sort of stripes on his shoulders. And that's basically it. He is a fantastic figure. If you can get him for a good price, definitely do. You may notice he doesn't have his disintegrator gun. That's because, well, I'll actually tell you the story. I got the head from the Zygon figure. I got, because I can tell what one it is, I got this leg from D84. The rest I had to buy on their own. So I got the arms, this torso, but this piece and this, all that for £18, which is quite good. However, a bit of a cop-out, I would say. Got the pelvis and the leg, just these two parts for £18 as well. And I also got the other two parts from two figures that, well, didn't really need, but I wanted them because army building and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, and I completed K1, which is amazing. So he doesn't have his disintegrator gun, which obviously came with Minus Guru Assassin, which I do have, but I didn't get them brand new. But I'm not bothered, because to me the K1 looks better without a disintegrator gun, because I think he looks more imposing and threatening without it. Whereas I think with the disintegrator gun, sorry, it's out of focus. He just looks a bit silly. I think it makes him a bit more top heavy. So I much prefer him without a disintegrator gun. So yeah, but he's a wonderful figure. Definitely do try and get him if you can. And I mean, just look at that. It's pretty damn accurate. Although I will say the colours are done much better on the Eaglemoss one, which I would get, but I can't be bothered. Anyway, yeah, no, K1 is a lovely figure. He's one of my favourite figures from the character options range. Definitely, you can see season 18 poking there. Yeah, but do try and get him. He's absolutely wonderful. He's so cool. I'm so happy I have this as well. Now he can fall down quite a bit. It's mainly because of this leg. Now I don't have it turned like this because he will just fall down. So if your K1 keeps falling down, turn that around and have it like that, and he should stand up. So, but if I just turn these over, you could probably get a walking pose out of it. Oh, there we go. No, there we go. Just walking. There we go. That worked. That actually worked. I'm really happy with that. Probably works better when you don't have a loose leg, but you know, yeah. So happy to have this figure. He's so cool. I think he was my favourite figure at one point. I don't think he is anymore, but he's so cool. I love this figure, the K1 robot. But yeah, that's it for this video. Part 1 of Wave 1. Don't have much more else to say, so I will see yous in the SV7 and D84 review. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.